Well, I went to Friendly Wally World yesterday and they had these pots which are ideal size. Look like about 5 inches across. You can see my hand. And an amaryllis bulb likes to be crowded in a pot. They don't want to be one little bulb right here in a pot that's 8 or 10 inches wide. They like this kind of pot. These are nice pots, 97 cents a piece. I bought 21 of them. I'd have bought more, but that's all they had. But they have no drainage holes, and man, I hate all these labels that you can't get off. So what my problem is I have to put drainage holes. Since it is a form of pottery, synthetic of some type, I'm drilling holes in the pots for drainage. What's in the drill is a masonry bit. It drills in brick and the material that holds the bricks together. And it does quite well in these. And see, no hole in that. Here's one I tried 5. Since I've got 21 to do, I decided 3 holes might be enough. It's always best to let things drink what water they want, so you can put these pots in a tray and the plant will suck up what water it wants to have rather than pouring it in from the top. If it didn't have drainage holes, you never know how much water's in the bottom of this pot, and you can rot the roots and kill your bulb. And since some of these amaryllis bulbs are very, very old, and some we've had for probably over 30 years, and some of these bulbs may be the babies from the original bulbs, but we'd hate to lose them because we didn't have drainage holes. So now I only have to do 19 more with holes. If you're planting your amaryllis in any kind of pot, and this pot doesn't have a drain hole in it, you could use it, but you just have to make sure that it doesn't get too wet in the bottom. There's 2 things to do with these pots. Now, this is a fairly strong ceramic pot. You put soil in it and the bulbs in it. It's pretty heavy, but these plants can get 3 feet tall and have big flowers on the top, and it could tilt this over. Now this is pretty heavy. If you had a clay pot, it could tip over because it's not as heavy as this ceramic pot. Something like this is really heavy. And what you need to do is put rocks in the bottom. And rocks do more than one thing. First, it'll weight the plant down, the pot down, so it will be less likely to turn over because there's so much weight in the bottom, and it's trying to compensate from weight that's several feet above the top of the pot. The other thing is, everybody breaks these clay pots from time to time. The best thing you can do is just lay an old rug that you have, put it between a rug folded over, you know, with the rubber side next to the pot, and just whack it with the side of a hammer, and you will end up with a lot of pieces. See, like that's an old pot of some kind from years ago. I have a whole bunch of these laying around here with various sizes of rocks in them, just to weight down pots. The other secret is, when you put rocks in the bottom of a pot like that, let's say you put 1.5 inches of rocks in the bottom, it would weigh it down, everything would be great. You pot it up, and then the roots would never lay in the water. And you don't want the roots to ever lay in the water, because they do need air, and you'd lose the plant. Now a pot like this for a small amaryllis bulb, I haven't cleaned all the label stuff off yet, I'm soaking half of them. You can put a few rocks in it, but you are limiting the amount of soil that's left, because that pot's probably, I don't know, 5 by 5. So you wouldn't want to half fill it with rocks. But a plant with this, even a small amaryllis that flowers with only 1 or 2 flowers, could tilt this thing over. Just a few tips on how to pot these amaryllises up.